next show next week. Alina Gonzalez-Dockery wishing you a wonderful weekend.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world, you are watching Now Media Television.
Hey, welcome to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on Now Media Television. I'm telling you, we're coming into the fourth quarter, and this is the time as business owners you need to lead. That's what it's all about. You've got to lead your team to the finish line. You got to go out there and win this fourth quarter. You win this fourth quarter, you win the game, you win the year, and that's what it's all about. I was reading the other day in Extreme Ownership, second chapter says, there's no bad teams, there's only bad leaders. So this is what's going on right now. If your team's struggling a little bit, if things are not going well, pick it up. Go out there and lead them. Help them get to where they need to go. Because if you go out and do that, you're going to have yourself a winning team. You're going to win the quarter. Not just you, but your clients. That's who's depending on you. Your clients are depending on you just as much as your team. This is Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV on Now Media Television. We'll be back with more right after this.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. And I got my good friend back. I haven't seen her in a while. Clara Capano. Clara, how are you today?
I am so great, Michael. I know. I was just thinking the same thing. It's been several weeks since I've been able to join you, so it's so good to see you.
Yeah, you've been touring around the country and teaching, huh?
I have been doing the book tour, the teaching, the guiding, all that good stuff.
Well, that's awesome, awesome. All right, well, today we're going to talk a little bit about respecting and honoring time. Why is that so important?
Well, you know, as a productivity specialist, my whole goal is to help people really look at how they're investing their time. And I think so many times we either overestimate or underestimate how much time we have. And the reality is it's not about how much time we have. It's more important to look at how we are using that time. So one of the things I really encourage my clients to do is to get very honest with themselves about what their hours of operation are. And if you think about just a normal retail store, it's going to have an open and closed sign at the front. This is when we're open for business. So before your week even starts, you've got to do the same thing for you. What are your hours of operation? Because you're going to show up and do different things if you have a full normal week, say 40 hours a week, versus if you only have an abbreviated week, say 20 hours a week. And we cannot set our weeks up the same. So we need to start getting very honest, because if I only have, 4 hours to work today, well, if I'm very purposeful, I can actually get a lot done in those 4 hours. But if I set myself up with the same goals, the same targets as if I have 8 hours, then I'm going to be running behind the 8 ball all day. And that's not what we want. So we want to be very purposeful and intentional. And that all starts with really getting honest about how much time do we really have.
Yeah, I get it. I was having a discussion last week with a good friend of mine, Roger. He's one of those Fortune 500 coaches. He coaches those big guys. And he was telling me about this new thing he's running where he gets them to take their calendar, right? So he takes their calendar. If it's money producing, he marks it green. If it is preparing to do money producing, he marks it red. And if it's just other crap, he makes it brown. So his whole goal is to help them get the brown stuff off the calendar. How do you help your clients go ahead and do the right stuff?
I think the color coding and the time blocking is huge. And I am a firm believer in doing the same thing, doing that time blocking, because everything has to be an appointment. So, really doing this. But the best thing is to do this before the week starts and really get your vision laid out. Because time will expand for whatever time we give it. So if we don't time block and I say, I'm going to do client reach outs on Thursday, well, technically that takes me all the way up until 11:59 tonight. So what you want to do is say, I want to do client reach outs from 10 to noon. So in that time blocking, again, it gives us not only the visual, but it gives us the idea that we're showing up for an appointment. And truthfully, the things that get scheduled get done.
Yeah, I think you're right there, because I know when I do it, I've had to go in and block out time for me to actually work on my company, because we got the new company, we're franchising and all that. And if you don't, and then it's like, okay, now what am I going to work on in that time? And that's I like the way you set it up that way, is you just can't say, I'm going to do this. You got to say, I'm going to do exactly this, because I think this is where people get off. They don't know exactly what they're doing and exactly why they're going to do it. They don't respect that time then, right?
Exactly. And I think, so many times we give ourselves the time and we do the time blocking, but we only do it when it's, say, quote unquote, a real appointment. So for example, if I'm meeting with a client, I have a client appointment and I'm going to be there. But we don't think about reach out calls or working on projects or working on the foundational concepts of our business as appointments. So therefore we don't show up. So everything has to be an appointment, from the building blocks of our business to the actual meeting of the clients to generating business. Everything has to be an appointment, including time with yourself, because the number one thing most of us don't block for is our life. And that's why most of us run in circles and don't have a life. So make appointments with yourself to live your life too.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you this question now. So you obviously came up with this reason, this process, and there was a reason. So where were you struggling in your life that made you say, hey, I've got to change it, and this is what I'm going to do to change it?
I was a hot mess. And as a single mom, my son was about 3.5. And I remember I was working one night and he came over to show me a picture that he had been drawing. And I did the thing that most of us do at some time or another of, oh yeah, mommy will look at that in a few minutes. Let me just finish my emails real quick. And that was when he looked at me with his big brown eyes and said, Mommy, you're not paying attention to me. And that's when I realized this was not working the way that I thought. So I had to take a step back. And that's when I really started leaning into all of these concepts and really starting to run my day with purpose. And almost instantaneously, it went from working 14 hours a day down to about 10 hours a day. And I've gotten it down, to where it's manageable for me. And some days are 3-hour days, some days are 8-hour days, but I can all set those up again before the week starts, knowing not only how I work best, but also the constraints that I have for the week. But it all came out of necessity, because, everything works until it no longer works.
Yeah, I get it. My son did that the other day. I was actually on a call with a client, with my coach, and he called me and I'm like, hey man, I'll get back to you in just a little bit. And I got off the call and I started doing something else, and something happened, and I started getting these texts from him like, hey, dude, what's up? WTF? You said you were calling me back. And it just slipped my mind. And, here I'm being the bad dad and not doing what I said I'd do. So how do you, you've got the mother of all manuals behind you. You've got all this stuff. So if you're going to tell somebody here, we're starting Q4. We got like 3 minutes left. Starting Q4, what's one thing somebody should clean up and get ready so they can finish this quarter strong and start next year on the path to where they need to go?
Definitely. One, get your database together, because regardless of what industry you're in, your database is the central nervous system to your business. Because if you're going to connect with people, you've got to be able to access and be able to do that. So you want to clean up your database. The next thing I would do is I would create what I call your optimal week. Put together a vision of what you want your optimal week to look like. What is your optimal schedule? When is your start time, end time for the days? If you could wave, your little magic wand, what would it look like? Because the goal is to get as close to that each week as you can. But the vision comes first, and then we work around that. And then what I would do is lay out maybe what are your 3 big goals. Where do you want your business to come from? Is there a project you need to work on? So lay out, your 3 big goals, and then under each one, what are the core actions that you need to take to get you there? What are resources that are going to help you become stronger in those areas? And the last one, is there anybody that can help you? Now, help could be, is there someone you can learn from who's already done these goals? Maybe is there an assistant that can help you do these things, a team member? So those are the things I would really focus on, getting ready to go into the last quarter of this year, because this is the most important quarter of the year, because not only does it set you up to end the year strong, but your first quarter is going to really be solid, because in most cases, the way that we show up today and the work that we put in today ends up showing up in a paycheck in the next 90 to 100 days. So this time frame is critical for all of us.
Well, that's perfect. That's right there. That's exactly what we needed. So, Claire, man, that was some great information. I'm looking forward to our next call. You go out there and you have a great week and great weekend with your family. This is Michael Rager, your business guide. We're going to be back with more Biz Talk TV right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. And this time, we're going to talk a little bit of shipping and transportation with Stacy Dunn. Stacy, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Michael. How are you today?
I'm good. I see that rain behind you. As we got a day in Houston, don't we?
Yes. It's a little cold too today.
Yeah, it's not 97 degrees. We're not sure what to do with it. We're all wearing coats and sweaters. So, all right, it's coming that time of the year, right? It's coming into the holidays. Shipping and freight transportation is really going to get going. What are some of the options that small and medium-sized businesses should be looking at right now to make sure they get their stuff when they need it?
Yeah, so in shipping, small business owners can look into LTL, less than truckload. So if you don't have a full truckload of items, you can look into that. The other thing that's new or starting to gain a lot of traction is the box trucks. There's a lot of opportunities there. That's also in the LTL area as well. And if a business owner has a full truckload, you can do FTL as well. Also, intermodal, you can do truckload and you can also do the rail. So that's some of the ways that business owners can get their shipments out this time of the year and save on some money for sure.
So are there any things that they need to be looking at, you know, to find reliable partners to help them save money, or how do they go ahead and evaluate, you know, companies like yours to make sure they're getting the best deal that's really going to help them?
Yeah, a lot of times if you just look at a company's website, you can cold call them, you know, try to get a range. Any type of reviews that the company may have online is always good to evaluate. And a lot of times customers not sure if they want to go into full partnership, what they'll do is they'll do a test run. So that's another way of, you know, start finding freight partners and giving them opportunities just to see how they work.
Well, let's talk about business for a while. You know, you become the CEO, you've been working really hard to get there. What kind of challenges do you see as a business owner here coming into Q4 that you always have to be on the lookout for so you can make sure that, you know, your team functions well and you keep your customers happy?
The rates, right? That's what we have to look at. How are these rates looking? For the better half of the year, it hasn't been great. You know, so going into peak season, we're hoping that we can capitalize off the holiday season as a business owner, and just really just hone in on those rates. Customers also, you know, just look at the global picture. I know a lot of customers are just trying to save money, just based on over the last 2 years, how much money they spent. But we're taking a hit right now in transportation, and you know, we're hoping that there's going to be a turnaround pretty soon.
That's kind of interesting, and it's got to make it hard for you as a CEO to make great decisions because, you know, you're kind of held as a commodity, right? You don't. It's not your fault that gas prices went up and oil prices gone up, but you can't lose money because of it.
No,
you know,
exactly.
How do you explain this? How do you go to explain this to your customer? You know, hey, look, I don't want to do it. I kind of have to.
Yeah, it's hard. It's been very difficult to have those discussions. And it has been very hard as a business owner to make those decisions as well. Sometimes we have to say no. It's just, you know, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. That's what I normally tell my team. And that we're in business to make profit, right? These margins are very, very thin, and it's just not a lot of room. So, you know, just try to work with the customer the best that we can, have them understand the global picture here, and let them understand how much work is involved to move your items from one mode to the next. It's a lot of work, and just customers just have to be knowledgeable about that, and just managing those expectations has really helped us so far.
So, is there anything that your customers can do to help cut their rates? You know, is it checking weights, measurements, getting things as packed as small as possible? You know, what are some things that they can do to make sure that they're not affected by the things that affect you?
Yeah, a lot of customers are looking into LTL, so the less than truckload, sending out smaller deliveries at a time versus trying to fill an entire truck. So that's another way for them to save money as well. This allows the trucking company to find other businesses in the area that may be going to the same area that also maybe have a less than truckload package as well. So what we do is we consolidate, right? We try to get, you know, everybody different schedules and consolidate and get the package out in this less than truckload model. And that's what's been helping a lot of business owners save money um, in this market. It's just, you know, you just have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting model. I like that less than truckload model. Do you, as a business, do you help put companies together to fill that truck, or are there things that you do to make that work and work a little bit better?
Yeah, we try to, if we have a customer that, for instance, they're going to San Antonio and they're going twice a week or 3 times a week or any type of schedule, we try to consolidate all of the packages that may be going that route with another company And that's how they're able to save money as well. So for instance, that load, maybe one customer is paying, I don't know, maybe $800 for that load, the less than truckload, and then another company will probably pay the same. So for the trucking company, we're still making the same as we would on a full truckload going in that area. So that's another way trucking companies have been working with customers to get their items out there and saving them a lot of money.
Well, I think that's a great model, and I really think that the business owners should start looking at, maybe some of their joint venture partners, especially they're moving product, they're doing things. How do we move this together? Because together we can save and go do what we need to do, right?
Yeah, it's like crowd freight, right? That's what I call it. Get 2, 3 companies together, especially if they're selling the same type of product, whether it's dry goods or reefer loads, and then just get them all together and, do those shipments.
Well, that'd be great. So, Stacy, if people want to get a hold of you over there, how do they go do that?
Yes, we are on all social media platforms as Black Eagle Transportation, and you can catch us at www.blackeagletransportation.com or email me at sdunn@blackeagletransportation.com.
Well, that's great, Stacy. I love it, and I love the solutions that you're coming out with. I mean, that's something that businesses like you have to do. You have to be cutting edge, and you have to find ways to help your customers get what they need when they need it without sacrificing your profit. I think you're doing a great job there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. We're trying.
All right, we're going to do that. And man, I'm so sorry to hear about yesterday. So I'm going to talk to you about that offline. And it's just part of the business, right?
It is. It is, unfortunately.
So you go out there, you have yourself a great weekend. Stay warm. It's not 100.
Thank you.
Remember, it's going to be
right,
great.
Take care.
All right, well, have a good one. Thanks, Stacy. This is Michael Rager, your business guide, here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television. We're going to be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock-bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success. Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your host and guide, Michael Rager, and we're going to talk to our favorite singer, April Diamond. April, how are you today?
Hey, good morning. I'm great. How are you today?
I'm good, but I'm not as good as you. I heard some pretty good news about one of your new songs. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Yes, thank you. I have a brand new song called I Got a Secret, which is FYC for your consideration, up for Grammy consideration, and I'm just out there promoting it and getting people to listen to it. And so to my Grammy community that's out there, listen to the song and please consider it. It's a lot of fun. It is, I'm finally starting to write songs and make music that I'm telling my personal stories and, things that I've come through and things that I don't know, sometimes writing songs is really super personal and you don't always want to tell your your personal deep stories, but this one gets started in that. So I Got a Secret is a lot of fun, and people will get to know me just a little bit better.
Awesome, awesome. I know after we talked last time, I went out and I put you on my Spotify, and I drove around town and listened to a few of your songs. So awesome. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about communication today, right? So effective communication. Explain to me why that's so important to you.
Well, communication through singing, through speaking, through making sound, like everything is communication with your intention behind your body language, the way that you use the tone of your voice. You can say one thing a certain way, and it can mean so many things to people in different ways. And that's something that I'm talking about in my upcoming TED Talk, is how to use your voice and how to make it so that you are communicating at a deeper level and people really understand the meaning behind it. It's about being a lot more intentional.
Yeah, I get it. I see it as a business coach all the time when I'm talking to business owners about, building culture within inside of a business. It is, it starts with communication. It starts with really effective communication. One of my favorite books is by one of my mentors, John Maxwell, has said, everybody communicates, few connect. And so when you start looking at effective communication skills, what are some things that you recommend to help people communicate but connect? Because that's the most important thing.
I think people think that they know what we mean. And people don't always know exactly what you mean because of your body language and because of the way you say something or sing something or get up on a stage and perform or do these different things. I think you got to be over clear and overstate it sometimes, and you have to maybe overdo it a little bit. And I think for people that get on a performance stage, sometimes that feels awkward if you're not used to that. But when you overdo it and you put a lot more intention behind it and you really get the point across, like how I'm talking to you, might seem silly to some people, but I think that it goes further when you're talking to a group of people or you're trying to get a real important point across. So don't be afraid to kind of overdo it and have good examples, personal examples and examples just in life, like what is that like? And I think that people will get it. And it's okay to, again, elevate the voice, get excited, have passion about it, because it's a lot more interesting to listen to. And I feel like the storytelling ability really makes a powerful communication between people, between one-on-one, in a group, and beyond.
No, that's awesome. So when we get into a situation and there is a communication issue going on, how as a business owner, how can we identify that so we can actually go address it?
I think people need to practice. And I think that I think some people feel kind of odd, getting in front of a camera and practicing what they're going to say and listening back, both audio and video. And since I do it a lot for what I do as a singer and, also as a speaker and a vocal coach, I understand now how that's communicated. So a lot of people don't like to listen back to themselves. And that's actually, again, some more content coming up in my recent TED Talk, but it's coming up. But again, it's like getting to know yourself, getting to know your voice, getting to know how you're coming across, because you might be surprised and you might watch the video and hear the recording and go, I didn't know that I sounded like that. Okay, let me change that. And just those slight adjustments will make you be more understood. And I think it's really important. So for those of you out there that may not want to, get on the recordings and listen to yourself, I know people hesitate on that, but it is very helpful and it goes a long way in the communication process.
Well, I know myself, I don't like to do it because I hear my little Michigan twang come out every once in a while. I hear that Midwestern thing. I hear it pops out every once in a while. I know when I used to hang around with a whole bunch of people. My roommates were from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan at one time, that really Canadian A in there, and you start getting that stuff, and you just get so subconscious, you just do it. So how do you, when you're getting in front of the, oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's a good point, because when you're coming from different parts of the country and different words mean different things, you could mean one thing, like you from Canada, us from, here in America, we could be saying the same thing, but people don't get your meaning because of the way that you say it or because of where you came from. So that is a really important point. So sometimes the accents, you need to, you need to go a little bit deeper to explain exactly what you mean. Because we know in our little spaces, people know what we mean, but maybe somebody across the country that communicates differently, they may not know that. So that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, I did it last night. I was I speak a lot, and I was doing my whiteboards and whiskey event, and I had a few ladies in the crowd, and coming from Michigan, we say you guys all the time, and that's everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you guys here. And when I first moved down here, I used to speak a lot, and I would say that, and the ladies would get so mad at me. I mean, it's like I offended you. I didn't mean to offend you. I've been doing this for 40 years. You know, give me a break. But go in there. Yeah. So what are some things that we can do? You know, you said practice. You said do this. Do you think people should script out everything? You know, I've come through both. You know, one of my coaches, a guy named Roddy Galbraith, Roddy used to say, you know, you need to script out everything and script out your talk. And I took this from John Maxwell too. He said, look, if you only got 30 seconds to speak, I've got to prepare for a month. But if I got a half hour to speak, I can go right now. How do you help people figure out exactly what they're going to say?
I think, you know, the practicing, of course, but bullet points is a good place to start. And then if you want to be exact, like there's a certain thing you want to say, like just let the dictation on your, you know, software, if you have that, do that for you and go ahead and read it back, or, you know, get with a coach, like you're saying, and get somebody to help you really script it out, to say it and to create a story. I think the scripting part comes from really creating a story that you want to tell that's going to be impactful. You don't always have to do that, but I think it's a really good idea, and it makes you more confident about what exactly you're going to say. And then when it's scripted, then you've got to practice it so that it becomes a little bit more, you know, just needs to become a little bit more fluid and natural and comfortable and things like that. So.
Well, I think one of the things you got to do is, you know, not, especially if you're going to go out there, is don't try to tell a different story every time. Create a story that you're really good at, that you really know.
Correct.
And go out and get better and better and better at telling that story. So tell us a little bit again about the single. Where are we going to find it? How do we help you get that Grammy? What are the people that are watching this show, what do they have to do to help you?
You know what? Just go listen to my single on Spotify and stream it and download it, add it to your phone, add it to your playlist, and, you know, just enjoy the music. And I try to make music that is family friendly and that the world loves to sing along with, and that, you know, you can, it's like a party. We all get to have those fun, feel good songs that make you feel good. And this one, I Got a Secret, is a little bit more dancey and a little bit more, just, it has a different dynamic than the other songs that I've recorded in the past, but I really like it, and people seem to really like it. Radio likes it. I'm getting great response from it. So, you know, send good wishes and prayers, and to my Grammy community out there, please consider my submission for your Grammy consideration, and let's win it.
All right. Well, April Diamond, I've Got a Secret. Go out there and listen to it. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Michael. Have a great day.
All right, you too. This is Michael Rager, Biz Talk TV, here on NowMedia Television. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock-bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. And today we got a new guest, Jake Linville, CPA. Jake, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Michael?
Oh, great, man. It seems like you do a lot of things out there in the CPA world. One of the things you really like to do is start looking with software and helping the businesses streamline that accounting. Because I know as a business owner, none of us like to do that. So how do you help us go ahead and start streamlining our accounting systems?
Well, first of all, it's important to streamline those systems, implement ideally cloud-based systems that can integrate to each other so that they can talk to each other, so you can minimize the back office spend and keep more of those profits for your business and yourself.
So with business owners right now, we see a lot of them. They're coming out there. Everybody's using a different type of software. How do you recommend that business owners choose the software that's right for them versus, just taking, anything off the shelf?
Well, first of all, it depends on their size. So if it's a small to medium-sized business, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go with QuickBooks. If you are going to go with QuickBooks, I highly recommend you go with QuickBooks Online, because QuickBooks is actually slowly fading out their desktop versions. But if you're starting to become more of a medium to large size business, I highly recommend you consider platforms such as NetSuite or Sage Intacct, or others that have robust reporting capabilities, as well as they have more ability to track details than QuickBooks or an equivalent could do.
See a lot of it, here we're seeing a lot between QuickBooks and Xero and some things that are going on. I know my business partner's in Australia, and he said everybody's moved from QuickBooks to Xero. And I get asked a lot as a business coach, all right, I've got to do this. I need to make it easy. What do I need to do? And how do I make make a decision? So it's a really important thing that I see for business owners. I want to talk a little bit about controllership. You help businesses, as a controller. When do business owners need to start? Should they start looking for a controller? At what stage of growth?
I would say when you get to the point where you feel like things are growing faster than you can control them, where you need someone to come in and be a controller. And that may be vague, but the key is making sure that you've got controls in place to make sure that your business is successful, and you have controls around the key processes to make sure that you get the accounting done correctly and timely. One thing that is out there that a lot of folks haven't been made aware of is that you don't have to hire a full-time controller. So a controller, depending on where you are in the country, can run you anywhere from $75K to $250K a year, but you can actually hire a fractional controller. I also do that work, so you can hire someone for 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week. And it makes it more affordable, and it makes it so that you can grow and have the controls in place while you grow. So to answer your question, Michael, as you go from small to medium, I would highly recommend you go to a fractional controller. And as you feel like you're going from medium to large, I would highly recommend looking at, if not a 3/4 time, if not a full-time controller.
So when we start moving and taking that jump from small to medium, you talk a lot about controllers putting controls in place to make sure things are guarded against. What are some of the most important things that business owners should be looking at to make sure that those controls are in place?
So the most important control, I believe, should be around your cash. And secondly, and related, is your accounts payable. So around your accounts payable process, there's a lot of important points where you need to have controls. One, on the vendor onboarding process. So as you onboard vendors, you need to make sure that an employee is not onboarding themselves and wanting to pay themselves with your money. And two, you want to validate that that's a legit entity so that they're not on a watch list from the federal government or a terrorist list or anything like that. And thirdly, I would say make sure that you keep separation of duties in mind. So when I say that, it means the person that's receiving the cash payments isn't also reconciling the bank statement and also applying those payments to customer accounts, because that creates an environment where fraud is easily to propagate.
So in this, we're getting there. We're looking at these things. We're putting in, these controls and these systems to make sure that, cash is going, account payable, everything is going that way. Are there softwares out there, and is there things that we can utilize as a business owner to make that easier for us? So when we're reporting, our numbers to you, I work with a lot of fractional CFOs, so I haven't really worked with any fractional controllers yet. So what can we put in place to make sure that you're getting the best data you need to get so you can help the business owner make the best decisions based on that data?
So around accounts payable, the number one system out there is called Tipalti. It's T-I-P-A-L-T-I. They're fantastic. They take 80% of the work out of all accounts payable. So to give you an idea, an employer that I worked for where I implemented Tipalti, we went from having 35 employees, and I was the one-man band. I was the controller. And we started growing, and within 12 months, we went from being a private company to a public company, having over 100 employees. And then after that, we had 225, 250 employees within less than 2 years. And we were spending millions and millions of dollars every month. But the kicker is when we implemented Tipalti, we only had one part-time person doing accounts payable. The whole time we were growing from 35 employees to 225. And as you can imagine, when there's 35 employees, there's only a handful of people making decisions around what we're going to spend. But when you get up to 100 or 225, there's a lot more people trying to spend the money. And we were able to have just a part-time person, and that's almost unheard of.
No, that's awesome. I see it. I got a couple companies that I'm working with right now going through that hockey stick growth stage, and so I know it's really important. So if people want to get a hold of you and learn a little bit more about your skills and expertise, how do they do that?
So you can go to streamlined with a D-CPA.com, or you can call me at 406-546-3845. That's my cell. And I'm also on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Well, that's awesome. I love that view. You got a much better view up there in Montana than we have here in Houston. This is flat. You got mountains, so it's great, man. I'm jealous of that. I'm hoping next time we can get into a little bit more detail about exactly what the controllers look like, how we start looking at different, different important people, the CFO, the CPA, how you guys all integrate together, because I'm telling you, business owners struggle with that. They don't know, they get lost. They don't even want to deal with it. They want to make sure they find an expert like you that can help guide them and get them the right decisions so they pay minimal taxes, make the most profit, and they can actually go out and live a great life and have a view like you have.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Jake. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Looking forward to the next time. This is Michael Rager, your business guide. We're going to be back with more Biz Talk TV right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success. Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. And it's time we're going to talk with our good friend, Norma Elmasari. Norma, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm great. You staying dry today? It's one of those days in Houston.
Yeah, here in Chicago, the same thing.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about growing businesses and how we go and what's going on with you. So tell me a little bit about when you got into business. What was one of the main challenges that you really struggled with in the beginning?
So the main struggle since I work from home was just dividing the time between work and home. So time management, that was mainly the big challenge. So what I did for that, it's very easy to actually keep working and never stop because you feel, okay, you're home, you're at the office, you're not leaving, never leaving, or the opposite, like get distracted with something at home and never get to actually to work to get your challenge, get your business done. So what I did for that, actually, I had a schedule, like, okay, this is my schedule. These 2 hours I'm allowed to take to do maybe food or something, and any other thing, like not until the end of work day. And I put end of work day. Of course, there's an exception. So for example, if I have a coaching call, that's later. So I give myself a little more time for personal and home in the morning so I can stay later in the evening. But in general, like I don't know, 5, 6, that's all. I don't do more than that. Other way, it's very easy to just keep actually working. So this is the biggest challenge. And another challenge, what happened is, like, doing a business really get a lot of challenge. Like, it's like a spotlight on yourself, on your inner self. So a lot of things comes up that you need to work on in order to really grow your business. Limited belief on money, limited belief on what you can do. So that's really like I figure out, like, I really had to work on my side, like within myself in order to really grow on my business more. So that was really challenging. And every day I discover something new, like you need to work on this because this is your limited belief. Like this product's not gonna go well until you work on this limited belief. One last thing is hiring, knowing what time you have to hire and when you should actually let people go. Because it's really hard in the beginning, like, okay, can I afford these people? But I need my time back. I need to be doing this thing instead. So that's really something I had to be actually courageous enough to do it early. And I don't regret it. But then it came time that, okay, I found out I hired so many people that I don't really need. So how did I know that? Cash flow. So cash flow, like we spoke about it in one of the episode, this is a main indicator. And this is where I knew, like, I had to make a decision of downsizing and just letting the first person go. That was really hard because a lot of things involved with it.
Yeah, when you get business owners, all of a sudden we got to make these decisions on hiring and firing and do all these things. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want this person to be mad at me forever, and this happens. So you brought out some pretty interesting points here. You know, we were talking about Clara earlier in the show, and we're talking about that time management. That time management is very, very hard for business owners when they're just starting out. I think you did some really great things there. So what kind of pressure did your family put on you to make sure that you got that time management part right so they would let you keep running your own business?
So actually, I had to divide responsibility, delegate everything. Everyone has to do something. I'm, for example, responsible for making food, but cleaning, that's not my responsibility. Someone else has to do this. So we had to really divide responsibilities. Other than that, like if I'm gonna do everything myself, it's gonna be hard. Like shopping, I had to sometimes use service, sometimes someone else do it, sometimes I would do it, but I'm not afraid to actually go an Instacart and just order something because I don't have time to go get that. Or maybe even if I just need to rest, because resting is as important as doing work and keep going for your business. So what happened last year at the end of the year, because I didn't pay attention to that, I was broken the last 6 weeks of the year. Just like very disappointed, very tired. I got COVID, even though like I didn't get COVID like when COVID started. I got it because just I was like really, really tired and running nonstop, trying to do everything. But when I started like re-managing everything, focus on certain stuff, have a clarity on what do I want to focus on, even on my business, not like trying to do everything, and from at home, like so. This is really important. Like that really helped me this year. So when I feel like, okay, I cannot do it, maybe I have to go treat myself like for a lunch, for a massage, for anything that really can take care of me so I can keep going and go on with my business.
Well, that's a huge thing that business owners then struggle at. You know, they get into that potential burnout. And it sounds like that's where you were getting. I mean, you're just going, and that burnout hits. It's knowing when to step back. So it sounds like that was a really pivotal, I can't even talk today, pivotal moment for you to make a decision on making some changes, right?
Yes, definitely. It was. Because you cannot keep running. You have to give yourself a break. You have to give yourself a break. Otherwise, like, yeah, everything will fall off, and you don't want things to fall off, like your health, your home, everything. You're just trying to build a business. You just have to balance everything out. Yeah, you have sometimes to book more hours for work. For example, for me, tax season is really a season where I can work long hours. But also when that happened, I have to actually treat myself for something and, just to make up that for that time that I worked extra so I don't fall off like all the sudden.
No, it's really important because it's not only you got to be there for your clients and there for your business, you got to be there for your family as well, because that's why we run a business. We run a business to leave a legacy. We do some very important things by being business owners. I mean, it's really hard. People don't understand how hard it is, do they?
Yes, no, they don't. Actually, you won't be able to understand how hard it is until you get into it. Like just jump in the swimming pool, right? You think, oh, it's gonna be easy, especially with those like TikToks and other things saying, oh, this is how you make money easy. Nothing is easy. You have to put the time, you have to make like steps, like make commitments, get a coach. Having a coach is really important, to be honest, because you have to have someone hold you accountable. You have to have someone like push you and actually let you know like what you're capable of, because we have all these doubts inside of us. Imposter syndrome comes in every now and then. So it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's
No,
doable. If you want to do it, just have to do it.
no, it's not for sure. That's why as coaches are really important. So Nora, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you quickly, how do they get a hold of you and set up an appointment so they can learn from you and get that money going in their nonprofit?
Sure. So they should go to my website, noorasbooks.com/contacts. When they go there, they can book a call in my Calendly link. So if they go to the website, noorasbooks.com, they can go to contact us, or they can just use that /contact.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to talking about some great strategies next week to grow these businesses. So I think it'll be fun. So you have a great week, Nora.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
All right, this is Michael Rager here on NowMedia Television and Biz Talk TV. We'll be back with more right after this.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hey, what a great show today. I'm telling you, it's so amazing to hear how business owners out there are helping their clients, but then they're overcoming challenges. You know, last night we had a Whiteboards and Whiskey event. We started talking about the things we teach that teach your business to fish. It was all about knowing your fish. You know, in order for us to really be successful, we got to exactly know who our client is. And all of our clients today, all of our guests today, they knew exactly who their clients are. When you know exactly who your clients are, you know exactly what you need to be doing to help make your business successful and then make your client successful. That's what it's all about. You got to make sure that business isn't sinking. You got to make sure things are going the right way and you're not missing out on family events. You've got money coming in. Everything is good, and that's what it's about. So this is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide. Make sure you join us next time. We're going to talk more about business and Biz Talk here on NowMedia Television. Go out there and make it a great day.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? Llame ya.
Hi everyone, I'm Clara Capano and I am so excited to announce that my new TV show,